Hi, I'm Scott Swenson. We're in Lynn's Propane Trucks. We have another stock truck here for you today. It's a 2025 Freightliner, 350 horsepower, a 3,200 gallon tank. As you can see, this is completely loaded. Chrome, aluminum, stainless steel, front to back. In the front here, we've got the chrome bumper, chrome grille. We've got strobe lights up front. These work in conjunction with one on either side of the truck and one on the rear head. Up top, exterior sun visor. 2 aluminum air horns with snow shields, bright finish mirrors, heated. They're also remotely controlled right from the driver's side door there. Really nice option. You whack them back and down a driveway. You can adjust them real easily. On the side of the truck, aluminum wheels, aluminum fuel tank, aluminum DEF cover, aluminum battery box cover. In the back, we've got a lowered stainless steel deck, stainless fenders, stainless fender brackets, oversized stainless meter box. Again, like I said, just beautiful front to back on this truck. Let's jump in the cab and take a look at a few of the options there. As you can see here, we've got the rear work lights and the strobe light. Those are both factory rocker switches. So those control the strobes on the front, sides, and rear of the tank, and your work lights are on the lower rear corners of the cab and then 2 on the rear head of the tank. We've got the rear diff lock here, concert class radio, USB, MP3, Bluetooth, the whole 9 yards. We've got our 12 volt receptacle here. We've got our USB chargers here. Charge your phones, your tablets, whatever it needs, whatever you need to have charging when you're out there. Over on the wheel here, the steering wheel, you can see that it's starting to become more like a pickup truck. Controls right on the steering wheel. You can control your phone and your Bluetooth right from the wheel there. You can control the cruise speed, all of that, all from the controls right on the steering wheel. Moving across, we have a 7-inch color monitor for the backup camera. Backup camera is mounted on the rear head of the tank, tied into the reverse circuit, so it'll come on when you hit reverse. Really nice feature, completely eliminates the blind spot behind the truck. Moving down, we have our printer stand. This is custom made for every single truck. As you can see, it is solid. It's not going to be rattling as you drive down the road. Ticket holder here to help keep your drivers organized so they don't have to keep the tickets up on the dash or wherever it is that they keep them now. This truck has a 4-function remote. Reel out, PTO, throttle, and e-stop. So the reel out's a really nice function. You can feather this as you walk out. It'll turn the drum and roll the reel off. You still have to pull the hose, but it does help quite a bit. It's a really nice feature, especially if you're traipsing through snow. The PTO throttle, that's beautiful because you pull the hose out to the customer's tank, you hook up, you can start the PTO right from there, kick the throttle up. As it fills, kick the throttle down, shut the PTO off. It's really nice. Drivers use it. Because they use it, it doesn't live on the dash. The battery doesn't die because they're using it every stop. If it does, they change it, so you never get a ticket for this not working during a DOT stop. One more feature in the truck that we hadn't mentioned is heated seats. That's right, heated seats. Let's go to the side of the truck and look at a few more options. Again, you can see the options a little better from here. Aluminum wheels, stainless steps, aluminum fuel tank, aluminum DEF cover, aluminum battery box cover. We've got our grab handle there. The bright finish mirrors, which are also remote, really nice option. Over on the side here, we've got our side strobes. 1 on each side, 1 on the back, 2 on the front. Spring-loaded chalk block holder, rubber on the back, rubber on the front, so they're not rattling as you drive down the road. Where it's spring-loaded, it's very easy to secure the load, very easy to use them. Stainless fenders, stainless fender brackets. Got a stainless spacer here so we can push that mud flat back so you're not trapping it between a snowbank and your tire and tearing it off. Let's head to the back and take a look at a few more options. Up top here, we've got the cluster. So that's on the top of the bracket there, we've got our strobe light on the rear. With 1 on each side, 2 on the front. We've got our 2 work lights on the side there. Those work in conjunction with 2 on the lower rear corners of the cab. So those illuminating the sides of the truck, this illuminates the back. We call it stadium lighting. Lights everything up around the truck. You can see where you're walking, where you're working. Very important on those later night deliveries in the dark when there's snow and ice on the ground. Even if not, it's nice to be able to see where you're walking. Below that, we've got the third brake light, and just above that, we got the camera. for our 7-inch color monitor in the cab. As you can see, this totally eliminates the blind spot behind the truck here. Recessed float gauge below that. A lot of times you see them with the eyebrow above them, rust running down the tank. This doesn't have any protection. It's recessed into the tank. So we don't have to have that on there, and it's just a nice look. Looks nice and clean. Moving down, we've got our lowered stainless steel deck. Everything's within your working height. Everything within your center of gravity. From the meter to the liquid load lines to the guide master. You're working within your center of gravity. Normally, the trucks you get, they've got a prefabricated deck. Chassis comes in, chassis rails stick out behind the rear axle, set the deck on top, bolt it on, boom, you've got your propane truck. With this, we lower it down, so you're not working up here all day long. You're not reeling in the reel up here like this. Everything's low within your center of gravity. Even the fills, if you notice, these are lower and they're angled. So if you got your 2-inch load line, you bring it in right under your arm, you're at the right height and the right angle already. Acme lines right up, you thread it on. I see so many people struggling on those higher. You've got the higher fills, they may be angled, they may not be, but just trying to get that Acme to line up so they can get the threads on. It's not fun. This is nice and easy. Everything's designed for the driver back here. Moving across here, we've got our oversized stainless steel meter box. We keep our hose end nozzle in here. Easy in, easy out. Keeps it clean and dry. A lot of times you see they've got, you know, something on the deck where they'll thread it onto and unthreaded every delivery. This keeps it in the box, clean and dry, and it's simple to use. Easy in, easy out. Top here we've got a little basket. You can keep gloves, fittings, anything you use on a regular basis that you want to keep handy. On the side here we've got a holder for a leak check bottle. So a lot of times we'll see leak check in there, but a lot of times in the summer months we'll see the bee killer in there, so it's nice and handy for the drivers. They know where they can find it quickly. IQ register on an LC meter, just really nice. They've made a lot of improvements from the LCR2. Got the larger display, the better covering on the outside of it. This really holds up and lasts. So moving across here, got our liquid fill here. We've got a disc on the Acme. So this ties in with the reverse circuit. So when you, it ties in with the Allison transmission. It's called range inhibit. So if this cap isn't on, the Allison won't let you put it into gear. It's a really nice safety. It's probably the most common accident we hear about or we see is the pull away. You know, the guys are hooking up, they're sitting there for 40, 45 minutes. It's easy to get distractions, call from the wife or girlfriend, whatever it is, and they end up pulling away while they're still connected. With this, they can't, the Allison won't let them put it into gear until this cap is back on. Just a really nice safety feature. Moving across to the Henne reel. Polished aluminum. This reel is spec'd for 250 feet of 1-inch hose. It comes standard with 150 feet of 1-inch hose. As you can see, you don't have to reel it up perfectly. It'll fit on this reel. It won't be lopping over, getting caught between the drum and the frame here, nicking up the hose. In those winter months, you guys are working longer days. They're working later at night. They're making more deliveries. They're not reeling this up perfectly. They're throwing that hose on every single stop, just laying it onto the reel. This gives them the extra room. They don't have to do it perfectly. So it's a really nice option. Guide Master, also an excellent option. You don't have to guide it onto the reel by hand. You've got this nice arm, easier on the back, very nice. You're not getting everything, the mud or whatever you've dragged your hose through on your gloves. It's just, again, a really nice option. So that's the back of the truck. Let's head to the side just to look at a couple more options. Again, we've got the lowered stainless deck, polished aluminum reel, oversized stainless fenders, fender brackets, stainless mud flap spacer. Moving up, we've got our vertical exhaust, stainless steel cover, aluminum after treatment cover, stainless steel steps. If you look in the center of the truck here, we've got a heat exchanger. So there's not really any moving parts on it, but it does do a lot. So there's a line that comes off the pump right after the pump. So every time you turn the pump on, it'll push liquid through this exchanger. And then as you can see right here in the head of the tank, it'll push it through the exchanger and up into the head. On the other side, we've got the engine coolant. So that'll heat the propane and vaporize it. So as you start pumping gallons and taking gallons off the truck, the propane in the tank's going to want to boil to start to replace that pressure. You'll get bubbles in the pump becomes less efficient, a lot louder. This eliminates that. On top of that, it keeps your gallons per minute up. Because you don't have all those vapor bubbles in your pump stays efficient. So normally, if you were at a 1,000-gallon tank, you're going to drop 700 gallons. You might start at 68 gallons a minute, whatever it is for your truck. By the time you finish that delivery, you could be in the high 30s. Because the liquid in the tank is boiling, it's putting bubbles in your pump, you're less efficient, a lot louder pumping. So with this, what it's doing, it's putting the pressure right back in the head. You fill that tank, you start at 68 gallons a minute, you may finish at 66, 67 gallons a minute. Keeps you very efficient. The pump is quiet as a church mouse, so you've got longer pump life with it as well. All those bubbles aren't going in there and imploding, shortening the life of your pump. It's a really nice option. This truck's built, it's ready to deliver gas. If you have any questions, give us a call, 800-252-5467. We'll talk to you soon.